So I need to know if I was justified in dropping out of being a bridesmaid the day of the wedding, because some people are saying that I'm a villain, but I don't think I'm a villain in this situation. I think it was super justified, but I need you to let me know. So when this girl, let's call her Macy, asked me to be her bridesmaid, I was honestly pretty surprised because we're friends, but we hang out in group settings. I've never really hung out with her one-on-one, so we're not super close. So when she asked me, I was excited and I said yes, but I mean, I wouldn't have asked her to be my bridesmaid, if you know what I'm saying. Listen, I knew the girl was type A. She was the kind of person that if we said that we were all gonna go out on a Saturday night, she wanted to know by like 10 a.m. exactly what bars we were gonna go to, what we were gonna do, who was gonna be there. And most of my friends are a little more type B. We're just like, I don't know, we'll kind of all meet up and figure it out and see where the night takes us, but not Macy. No, she wanted a schedule. So I kind of knew that she was gonna be a very type A bride, probably a little bit of a bridezilla, but I was not expecting the level that she would go to. About a week after she asked us all to be bridesmaids, she sent us all a PDF contract for us to sign. No, I'm not kidding, a literal contract. The contract was pretty long, 12 pages actually, so I can only touch on some of the things that were on there that stood out, but one was that we were required to attend every single wedding event, like the bachelorette trip, the engagement party, the bridal shower. I was like, I mean, I want to attend all of them, but it's really hard to commit to that right now. Like maybe I'm gonna have a work obligation or a family commitment. Like, I don't know. Another was that we weren't allowed to change our haircut or color without approval from the bride. Okay, I mean, I wasn't planning on changing my hair color, but that's still weird. But the one that had me absolutely flabbergasted was that if we gained more than 5 pounds, we needed to let her know, and she would be checking our weight and weighing us at all of her bridal events just to make sure that we're gonna be staying consistent and fit into the dress. I said, absolutely not. I texted her separately. I said, hey girl, so I'm actually not comfortable with this. I don't weigh myself. I think that it's just something that helps me have a healthier relationship with my body. So I'm not gonna start weighing myself for this girl's wedding, absolutely not. And Macy had the nerve to respond, hey girl, totally understand your concern, but you have to remember when it's somebody else's wedding, it's about them and their needs, and you have to kind of put your needs on the back burner because it should be about the bride. So I hope you understand. So I just responded, listen, if this is gonna be a requirement, then I'm just gonna have to step down from being a bridesmaid. I am totally still willing to come to your wedding and support you and go to all the events, but that's just not something I'm comfortable with. And you know what? I should have just dropped out right then and there and told her I didn't want to be a bridesmaid. But again, she asked me and she was my friend, so I was trying to be nice. And finally, she did agree that I didn't have to weigh myself at every single event. And if you didn't think it could get any worse, it could, because when the bachelorette party came, she sent out everyone a very detailed schedule of what we would be doing and the cost. And it came out to over $4,000 for 2 days for her bachelorette trip. She also told us that we would be fined $50 for any event we were more than 10 minutes late for. I'm sorry, you're fining us. And if y'all want to hear about what happened on that bachelorette trip, because it was absolutely insane, let me know, because that's its own story time. But to give you a summary, yeah, it was terrible. She was the worst. She was so controlling. Everyone cried at least once on that trip, every single girl. And after this bachelorette party, one girl actually did end up dropping out of being a bridesmaid, and I should have too, but I felt bad. I felt bad because Macy was really upset and I just didn't want to make it worse. And I knew that after this wedding, I probably would not be trying to be close friends with Macy anymore, but I at least wanted to be there and support her on her wedding. But there comes a point where you can't take it anymore. Finally, the day of the wedding comes, and obviously Macy is being so controlling. She's so stressed out. She's yelling at everybody, and I am just trying my best to ignore it. I put my headphones in and I'm just listening to music because we all did our own hair and makeup. So I'm just, just trying to mind my own business, curling my hair, doing my makeup. When I'm all done, Macy comes up to me and she's like, so is that what you're doing with your hair? I was like, yeah. Now I want to give you an image of what my hair looked like. It was in loose curls, kind of like this, but a little bit more styled. Like there were more curls. It looked more clean. These are like 2-day curls. They were fresh curls. They look good. It's how I always do my hair. And she starts just going off on me. She's like, if your hair looks like that, you're gonna ruin all of my wedding photos. You need to go to the person that's doing hair right now and get them to fix it. So For some background, she did hire a hair and makeup person, and you could pay to have them do your hair and makeup, but I didn't want to do that because it was really expensive. So I said, okay, yeah, happy to do that, but how much is it gonna cost me? She's like, it's gonna be $300 for her to do your hair. $300? I don't know, let me know if that's excessive. Is that a normal amount for hair at a wedding? But my hair was already done and it looked good. It really actually did look good. So I very calmly tell her, listen, Macy, I'm happy to fix up my hair. Let me know what you want me to fix. I'm happy to curl it more. I can straighten it if you want, but I really just don't want to pay that much money to have someone do my hair. And that absolutely sets her off. She's screaming at me. She's like, you're useless. You're unhelpful. You're making this wedding day way more stressful than it needs to be. Mind you, I hadn't talked the entire getting ready period. I just had my headphones in and was getting ready. This is the only communication that I've had with Macy the entire day. So me making the day hard is only in terms of the hair situation. It's the only thing I've done. So finally I say, you know what, Macy, I think the best solution at this point is if I remove myself. I don't want to ruin your wedding photos with my terrible hair. So why don't I just, take the bridesmaid's dress off, go find another dress to wear, and just be a guest at the wedding. And that sets her off more. She's like, how dare you even suggest that? There needs to be an even amount of bridesmaids and groomsmen. You're an idiot. You're the stupidest person I've ever met. I actually have never met anyone more stupid than you. And at this point, I pick up my stuff and I say, congratulations, and I hope your wedding turns out amazing, but I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna stand there and let somebody insult me like that in front of a group of people. And all the other bridesmaids are just speechless, which hurt my feelings a little bit. Like, nobody stood up and defended me, which I feel like they should have. But I think everybody was just too stunned that she was saying these things. I did get a lot of supportive messages after of people being like, I can't believe that happened. You didn't do anything wrong, blah, blah, blah. But also, some people disagree. Some of Macy's really close friends and family have been messaging me, telling me how I ruined the wedding. I said, I ruined the wedding because there was one extra groomsman to bridesmaids. Nobody would notice that. Like, nobody would notice. And also, the reason that I wasn't there is because of Macy's actions, not because I just decided I didn't want to be a bridesmaid. But I do feel a little guilty about it because it's her wedding day. It was the most special day of her life. Should I have just sucked it up, paid the money, gotten my hair done, and then just been a bridesmaid and distanced myself from her after the wedding? Did I really need to fully leave? I felt like I did. I felt like that was the best decision for me, but again, I'm getting a lot of backlash for it. So let me know what you think, and also let me know if you want to hear about the bachelorette trip, because it's a story for sure. Definitely a story.